can probably do that. It's going to make stage 2 a lot easier. All these things are just uncertain until the race gets going.
Makes sense. What are your thoughts on the new course layout? How does it affect the race?
I don't know if they'll change a whole lot in the beginning, but certainly I think when teams and drivers get desperate at the end, or so mid to the back of the pack, I think that corner could get pretty interesting. But I think for the most part up front, if you do your part, you should be able to create enough separation by 7 and not have to really worry about many moves, honestly.
Seeing the changes, is that overall a positive, a negative? What are your thoughts on that?
Thinking about like the lap and like passing zones, so I feel like not a lot would do it, but the front chicane somewhat was a passing zone on the entry aspect of it. That's going to be a little bit more difficult now. Certainly, if someone screws up the front chicane, it's more of a corner now, so you might be able to pass somebody on exit. But because we're going slow through the front chicane, turn 1 is less of a corner. You don't have to slow down nearly as much, and that can affect passing there.
I expect more out of you.
The old 6 and 7 and how you get back on the track. It was difficult to set up a pass getting back on the oval, but if people got offline, you could kind of mix things up and get to position. Just with how fast turn 5 is and 6, how fast turn 6 is, it's gonna be hard to pass there. So I don't know how it's gonna look for us. It's going to be difficult to stay close enough to make a move into turn 7 without it being pretty reckless.
Thank you.
Do you stay in the present to wish for something right now, or do you go to the future and set something up for down the road?
Things that I didn't think I was going to get asked today. I don't know. Probably present for me.
Okay, why?
Well, we're in the middle of the playoffs, so a lot of we could use a lot of good stuff.
All right, thanks, Alex.
Yep.
How much does the speed of your car have an effect on how you manage the first 2 stages? Obviously, you can kind of get your way on points before the final stage, but just how dependent it is.
Yeah, it's everything. Our pace is going to be everything. So today is really important to find the pace that we need and to qualify well and to put us in a position where we can score a lot of points in the first 2 stages.
You're the only driver here that has a top 10 in every start. What is it about this track that you excel at? What turns you excel at? What parts do you like the most?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, there have definitely been years that we've been really fast here, especially with the old car. We were always really fast, qualified well, and raced really well. I guess next gen last year was my only time racing it here, and we struggled a little bit on pace, but executed our race really well. I would say there have also been times where we haven't taken stage points, so we've been in position to have good finishes. But yeah, I mean, I think historically it's been a good place for us. Finishes probably make it look a little better than I feel, but I'm excited for our chances.
And then the new turn configurations. What have your impressions been on that based on sim work, seeing the track, spending practice today?
It's gonna be interesting. I'm excited to get out there and see what it's actually like. All my opinions so far is based off pictures in the sim, right? So who knows what it's really gonna be like, but it'll be interesting for sure. Xfinity practice made it look much less chaotic than I thought it would, and honestly made it look like a zone that passing wouldn't be a big thing in. So kind of opposite of what I would have thought before that, but we'll see.
So you talk about like the Gen 6 car and the success you've had here with it. You've always been someone who liked to looser cars. I mean, so how does that translate to a road course setup?
I'm a little bit, I would say I'm on the other side of that for road course stuff. Like
Gotcha.
I've generally had to be a little tighter here to be successful compared to my teammates, but the oval stuff kind of the other way definitely. But I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, we just had one race last year to go off of, right? And there was a lot going on last year, so I'm excited to see what we have this weekend.
Denny.
You qualified does not change your strategy whatsoever when Sunday starts?
I don't know. I mean, we have to, the mentality is to win, but we have to take one step at a time. The first step is practice, and then another practice, and then qualify. But to me, in my mind, the beginning of the goal, that is to win, starts today with practice, and then hopefully we can qualify well. I think we can qualify in the top 3, top 5. I think that's going to be pretty acceptable. The pole will be great. and see where we stack up. Hopefully we can have a speed. You know, sometimes qualifying only dictates part of the story. If you have a good feel for the car, it's going to be fun.
With all that time in the sun, since that's more than normal, what more were you trying to get accomplished, or what were you trying to do? Why were you spending that much time?
I mean, we've been working just very hard into this racetrack. You know, just trying for me to get used to it. Just learning different styles, what kind of style is going to work. And listen, that's the virtual world. You know, that doesn't mean that it's going to be the same. Maybe some things that I apply in the simulator that work great, maybe here they don't work. Who knows? But at the end of the day, we also found a lot of things setup-wise that we believe that they work in the simulator. So hopefully all these things, you know, lead us in the right direction, and we'll find out. We may have a rocket ship, or we may have to turn everything back. So we'll find out. But I'm pretty confident that we have put in the work, and now it's time to see what we stack up.
Did you feel like you guys were missing something on road courses this year, and this was another way to help, or just knew, hey, it's elimination race, this is going to come out?
I believe that the 99 team was missing something in road courses maybe 3 months ago, and then we had the tire test in Watkins Glen, and we found some good stuff there. And Watkins Glen already were pretty strong, and then, you know, we're hoping that some of those things translate.
Knowing that the plan is pretty simple, you got to win to stay alive, does that make things easier mentally from a strategic standpoint to know that the strategy is pretty cut and dry for the race on Sunday?
I wouldn't call it cut and dry. You know, 20 points is a lot of points, but it's not like if something happens, like we can still point our way in. You know, I think I can't remember if it's Chase Briscoe or who is the last one in the group that I think he's 39 points. Yeah, that 32. Like that's a long shot. But I think that, you know, it honestly reminds me a lot of what happened to myself in 2022. I came here with like 15 or 18 points to the good, and then my steering broke, and I finished 32nd, and I got knocked out. So anything can happen here, man. Anything can happen. We just have to take one step at a time. As right now, the goal is to win, and we see how things play out.
You do have a great road racing pedigree, but you haven't had a top 10 at this track so far. Is there anything you felt like you've been missing? Obviously, though, it's, you know, there's been bad luck at times, just like the Searing in 2022.
Yeah, no, I think that we're always fast. We just haven't. Either I have made mistakes, or we haven't made good calls with the strategy, or we have picked to go for stage points instead of the win, which is, as you know, something that is very critical. You know, in these road courses, sometimes you have great speed, but if you have to get points, you're giving up the win. So I feel like here in the ROVAL has been a great place to me, even though that the result doesn't show it.
And then, what impressions do you have to the changes to the track and being below the cut line? Are the changes something you're in favor of?
Totally, 100%. Every time that there is change, there is an opportunity, and like I said, we have worked very hard for these changes, and hopefully we are in the good end of it.
All right, thank you.
This is Custom Patch Hats. But what makes us custom? Well, that actually begins with you. We're just bringing your unique vision to life. No knockoffs, no lookalikes. Your design is one of a kind. We know hats, we know design, and we know quality. The proof? It's in our production. Hand-stitched with precision and care, with brands you know and trust. A one-of-a-kind patch deserves a one-of-a-kind treatment, all the way to your doorstep. It's how we keep it custom.
Steven Stumpf of Frontstretch.com here. Come back for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.